the big one that everyone has circled that, hey, this could be a game where one of those teams stumbles is Oregon going into Iowa. And Iowa finally got the respect it deserved as they broke into the college football playoff rankings after being on the precipice of getting into the AP. We're talking about two of the top 6 scoring defenses in the country going head-to-head. This feels to me, Jake, like a really close game.
Yeah, factor in the weather, too. I mean, this is, and I knew this because I was undefeated on the road, #2 team in the country with playoff hopes when I lost at Kinnick in 2016. It's a tough place to go in and win, and Dan Lanning knows that. The Oregon Ducks know that. And again, I go back to the coaching philosophy here because, and I'll start with Will Stein, the offensive play caller for the Ducks. I think sometimes your greatest gift is your biggest threat as well. Will Stein is a creative play caller. I love studying his offense and what he does to scheme guys open. And yet, in a game like this with the weather and really just, I think, the way their offense is structured, I love their offensive line and their run game. I would love to see them put some of that creativity to the side and just run the ball, win up front with your talented backfield, and then be prepared for 3 to 5 times in this game. That's when your creativity can shine to try to scheme some guys open downfield. But I think this game's going to be won and lost at the line of scrimmage.
November in Iowa City, we see Kirk Ferentz just waiting on the sidelines for you to make a mistake. We're going to keep this game within 3 or 7. We're going to make a special teams play. We're going to pick you off in plus territory and find a way to score. I just think it's amazing that Iowa has done what it's done. Let's remember the 2 losses for Iowa this year. A last-second 54-yard field goal on the road against Iowa State, and then you play Indiana tougher than anybody else has. Game you potentially would win if Gronowski stays healthy. And you've done this with every opponent well aware that you basically have no real passing attack and that you are going to run the football and you're going to run it with the quarterback in between the tackles. And Kirk Ferentz, after 26 years, says, well, if you can figure it out and beat us, then go ahead and do it. And very few people are able to do so.
And that's the beauty of it. Again, like when we lost in 2016, like Iowa is so comfortable running for 4 yards on first down, 4 yards on second down. It's 3rd and 2. Maybe you can get off the field, and then they'll get 3 yards, and it's a fresh set of downs, and they milk the play clock, and they shorten the game. And it's just frustrating to play against them because every first down, as the clock winds down, it adds to the pressure of, holy cow, we're not going to get many opportunities. We need to score, on top of the fact their special teams is going to make plays. So I'm wondering for Tosh Lupoi, do you sell out? Like, if I'm him, I would sell out on early downs. If you can get Iowa into 3rd and long situations, that's how you win the game. Easier said than done. And the other thing I'll say just for Dante Moore, this is a huge game for him because you think about when he struggled. It was against Indiana, which runs simulated zone pressure. He just was not seeing the game very well. That's what Iowa does. They run a ton of zone, very disciplined zone defense. It's up here for Dante Moore when his arm is going to be called upon.
I'm fascinated to see, too, just how the Ducks respond to that chaos that we see at Kinnick. And you were talking about it, Jake. It kind of has been the place where dreams go to die.
Absolutely.
In the Big Ten. It's the first time being exposed to it. Again, Autzen Stadium is no different, right? Autzen Stadium is an incredibly difficult place for the opposition to come out and play. But it's one thing when it's your home field, and it's exactly the opposite.
I think we'd feel probably a little bit different about this game if it were in Eugene. I think the element 100%. Of it being in Kinnick and the weather is the one thing that changes everything and maybe evens that field. And I think the playoff committee did, right, give some respect to Iowa. I think they were just outside the most recent AP Top 25. They're inside the top 20 in the CFP. So clearly they have the committee's respect, and you know, especially in Iowa City, they have Dan Lanning's full attention.
Absolutely. And the playoff committee is kind of communicating a bit of uncertainty for Oregon, sitting at number 9 in the AP. They're number 6. But they're saying, hey, you have an opportunity now with 3 of your 4 games against current top 25 teams to win, and you talked about it on Tuesday. Maybe even get a bye if you win out.
Potentially.
I don't know what the playoff committee is saying about Oregon, but I went on a 5-minute diatribe about that yesterday.
I heard it. Yeah.
So, so we'll just let you take it from there.
You can go ahead and hit the DVR.
Yeah, exactly. Go on DVR, and I'll tell you what I think what the playoff committee said about Oregon.